And we're going to get started.
Excellent. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much. Looking forward to some amazing adventures.
Me too. So we have Amir today, and we're going to do some remote viewing today. We've usually been doing some healing. Today we're going to switch it up and do some remote viewing of three different targets. Amir is totally blind to the targets. We're doing traditional remote viewing with the letters and the numbers, so he has no idea what even the numbers and letters are. So we're doing kind of like traditional remote viewing. So I'm going to give him target one ID, letters, numbers, and he's going to tap into the signal and see what's in the target. Are you ready, Amir?
Yes, please, let's begin.
Mm-hmm. So the first target ID is ADBW 22068.
Okay, first thing of significance popping out above all is an oblongated, sort of like the dimensions of a medical capsule, but large. It's lying on the ground. There's the presence of many forms of liquid or fluid. This is not related to this is a vessel, not a submarine, much more exotic. The liquid is not the atmosphere around the normal atmosphere surrounding this vessel. It is inside of it. So they're extracting fluids from the craft. There's a potent, irritating smell. I'm getting the sensation of eyes burning, burning lungs. So they would require hazmat suits, some sort of a chemical protective gear to work in this environment. For some reason, it does not seem very clean. It's not hygienic. It's a bloody mess. So health and safety and risk assessment is not being observed. Low budget operation. This is not, and it's not above the board either. Let's enter the vessel. It's ripped to smithereens. Nothing works. There's no evidence of crashing. The exterior shell is intact, but internal components have been very crudely ripped apart. They're not dismantled the way that they are meant to be dismantled. Um, Connective conduits, similar to fiber optic cables. So this is using the light frequency range. But it's soft. It's not like what we use in our own technology, which is silicone based, pretty much glass. This is more like nerve tissue, but again, not electrical. It is light that travels through them. Engine is intact. Control system, comms, all sorts of other technologies have been shred apart. Just they've disemboweled this vessel. engine they couldn't figure out, and they're afraid of messing with it. Unknown mode of operation. The engine room has a built-in defense mechanism which has prevented interference. Whether this is now naturally the byproduct of the functionality of the engine or an additional layer of defense, the output, the result is the same. This is a large vessel. It could fit a crew of 200 or 300 people. So they've built something like a swimming pool around it, and this is where the object is lying. Stepping back, looking at the construction of the facility. Deep underground, it is not a normal military facility or industrial facility for that matter. People live down here. Are they people? As in human? Not quite. Not quite. Are they non-Earth based? Yes. Is that where they come from? No. Okay, breakaway civilization. How long? They haven't had regular interaction for over 1,000 years, observing the events with the mass population of humanity, but then doing their own thing. Very interesting. Closed community. Strict belief systems. Damagingly strict. Preventing them from further growth. It's like diminishing returns, not in biological terms, but in ideology. It's a small-knit group, pretty much like a cult, that's ready to implode. Okay. Do you have any further questions or specific objectives to view within this target area?
Does this particular facility have any humans in it? And is it connected to any military or anything that is more like Black Ops or any of that nature?
Humans, yes. They are different, but regular humans like you and I have a presence. Emissaries, or yes, emissaries. Are they controlled by, let's say, any sort of human government? No. Are humans aware of them, even in small scale? Absolutely, yes. Is there presence of non-humans with this vessel? Absolutely, yes. What is the number? 3. Are there more that are not alive? Yes. How many? 17. Original complement of crew was 20 beings. Are they helping humanity? Yes. Are they opposed by human control systems? No. This is interesting. It seems everything is moving towards a positive outcome for the collective. Are they a threat to the survival of humanity? No.
Is this like a black site facility also in this underground location where there's kind of secret military as well here, or just
No, the nature of this tight-knit and obscured society is not primarily warfare. They have survived in seclusion. Let's go back to the event of obstruction from the mainstream. They came across some pretty advanced technology, starting out as explorers. Let's have a look at the location of the target site. That would be interesting. North America, yes. What was the ethnicity of the original explorers? Are they of European descent? No. Americans, Native Americans. Yes, yes, and no. So there's already some sort of hybridization going on with other cultures. They're not one pure thing. They came across remnants of ancient technology and they found the habitat much more suitable than what was available to the rest of the local tribes. And off they went. So in appearance, they would appear similar to the original inhabitants of the American continent. This is not a singular event. It's been a hot spot for interplanetary communication forever. Some, through these associations, have ascended beyond physicality. They wish well for the collective, and they are scared to death of what will happen to them if their presence becomes widely acknowledged. And so, for their sake, more details of the location would cause them harm.
Mm-hmm. Is there also a human presence of Black Ops secret stuff that is going on in that particular location, wherever that is? And if so, what is that?
Three emissaries, or diplomats, really. The members are parts of governmental bodies, let's say in the North American continent. Very carefully chosen. Advanced technology was used for transportation. They cannot be tracked despite being implanted with um, satellite capable uh, locators. These were very promptly disabled before the exact location of the base could be revealed. They are not in danger, and they are kept in a position to fulfill their contracted mission: observation, collection of information, and discussion about possible routes for a harmonious introduction to the mainstream. There is incredible mistrust or distrust from the inhabitants of the base, this little community, toward the surface, and it's moving more towards the decision of forgetting about it, waiting for another few centuries. They don't like what they observe.
Mhm.
They fear for their survival and that of their children.
Okay, so the typical military and Black Ops are aware of them and monitoring them?
Negative, negative. The introduction was entirely voluntary, with the objective of, again, survival. Their numbers are dwindling. Um the close knit community is suffering from lack of genetic variety, leading to birth defects, genetic defects. And yet, They seem to follow some form of ethical code which prevents them from, um, let's just say, intermingling with the surface population, free humans, for whatever that is worth. It seems they call us with that kind of a term. They're good for another few centuries, so it's not an urgent matter. They've got enough technology to go on forever, taking that the problem of um, degrading genetic variation in the population can be solved. That can easily be solved, but again, it's their strict code of ethics, their belief systems that is preventing them from um, going to the open market, so to speak.
Mm. Is there any other facilities other than this tight-knit base community? Anything of the Black Ops nature, black sites?
Many exist, not all are occupied, not all have been discovered. Many by design require a certain level of advancement in technology in order to gain entry. Many are buried as deep as 50 kilometers under the surface. This is not detectable by current technological means.
And is this near this vessel facility within the radius or farther spread out?
These, these particular types of habitats are very ancient. Um, Originally constructed 15 million years ago. There are 500 in total spread across the planet. And among these, there are a total of 3 that are active.
Hmm.
The rest are dormant, awaiting reactivation.
Mhm. And is there any human military black ops, black site activity, any bases in this particular area of this target with these numbers? Anything within that radius or near it or further out?
Setting aside the 3 emissaries that are present there by mutual agreement, the whereabouts and the exact details of this site remain obscured from the militaries of the world. Great efforts have been taken in order to unveil and pinpoint their location to no avail.
Mhm. Is there anything more within that radius if we go further out? Any underground human bases, secret military, black sites, black ops operations? Anything more of the kind of secret stuff that humans do?
That is correct.
Can you
But
have a look into that? What's there?
considerably closer to the surface. This is within a few hundred meters, maximum a kilometer underneath the surface. Uh, Objective was withstanding nuclear destruction. Origination of the base comes from the Cold War era. Yeah, it is kept in relatively good condition. There is a monumental mountain, a landmark above this. And so it's one of the facilities that has never shut down.
Mhm. And what do they do in that underground facility?
Well, the origination of its construction was for the storage of nuclear missiles to give the population of North America, the possibility of striking back. So it wasn't originally a first strike um, type of facility to withstand anything but a direct nuclear hit, and then giving the possibility for retaliation. The madness that is mutually assured destruction. So this is part of the origination of this facility, the conceptual beginnings of it. And so now many other types of operations which require, um, let's say, obstruction from observation in many forms. They've also included technological barriers against remote viewing. Not very effective in point and fact. There is no secrets. There's nothing hidden from the open human consciousness. So the answer is yes. Are they aware where they are and what's going on considerably deeper underneath them? No.
And what are they doing now in this facility? What's the operations? What are specifically that they're doing?
It seems to be relatively mundane. So, central nervous system or backup nodes for some type of a computer. Massive energy consumption. Um, and so it's just running simulations over and over. So this is the current usage of the facility. It seems to be entirely dedicated to predictive modeling, um, pulling in vast oceans of data from everything. I mean, everything, from smartwatches to enemy nation satellite systems, and then trying to create behavioral models of the world we live in. Very impressive. The temperature is incredibly low. They're using a novel type of computation. They've gone past regular semiconductors. This is now 30 years or so. They've got a great part of the energy is going to, let's say, temperature control, keeping it close to absolute zero for the functionality of their machine. The machine is built in blocks. There's something, it's almost like it's living. The flow of fluid and the pumping of fluid around the central core. So the brain is relatively small compared to the size or bulk of the machine. There are many of these units working in harmony. But the possibilities that arise from using this type of machinery is mind-blowing, giving them the ability to peer into not only future events, but also parallel timelines. They've come a
And do they
long way.
have and do they have any exotic technology, off-world, extraterrestrial, or humanoid technology that they've developed?
Yes. Let's see. Has it been originated within this location? Yes. Answer is yes. So please provide more questions. Let's dive deeper.
What is this technology and how does it work?
The origination of this type of computing is one of them. Uh, it was originally deciphered, or the laws uh, according to which mm, computation, or let's say creation of a probability model or function can occur using properties of very strictly created crystalline structures. This was deciphered and understood within this facility. So it seems it's the brains of the operation. This particular facility now seems to be at the forefront of the human technology, although they have used whatever they could get their hands on. Rightfully so. Why reinvent the wheel if you have an operating wheel? So this seems to be one of them. Let's go into category medical technology. Yes. Reconstruction of soft tissue according to previously stored genetic patterns. They're able to recreate an energetic scaffolding and then print the soft tissue almost in perfection. The earlier versions of this now are already hitting the open market for public consumption. They've taken this to a whole different level. So printing of living tissue. Let's see. Military tech. Not within this facility. So advanced medical research and advanced sentient life. That would be an appropriate way to call this. It's no longer a machine. It's alive, and it is peaceful.
Mhm. So, what kind of medical technology beyond the printing of the tissue?
Um, at one point or another, the matter of consciousness and identity, um, more specifically, the non-energetic component of the human comes into question. So all sorts of procedures in going all the way beyond repair, meaning cloning, not through growing, through printing. Growing is too messy, and it is beyond our capability at this moment. But this printing technology, this has yielded good results. Fully functional replicas, fully functional, indistinguishable from the original. Now that put them into a doozy. Which is real and which is not? Where does the soul come from? It seems that they are able to pull in an additional shard of the infinite soul in perfection. It is identical. This is fascinating. So with the availability of an identical vessel, it seems that the infinite soul also wishes to play along. That's really interesting. So they haven't done this to unwilling volunteers or unwilling, let's say, hostages. They've done this for volunteers. First and foremost, they tested it on themselves, the scientists. And so therefore, they were all fully on board in every single way. They saw this as a monumental way to conquer death, or for that matter, put one of these devices on a vessel which will travel for hundreds of millions of years to a suitable world, and then print the population. That will take care of so many problems. They made it.
So, they have stuff like biolabs and advanced medical technology that they're advancing and furthering along.
Correct, correct, correct. Now, what happens to this down the line doesn't seem to be of great concern to these people. They are in it for the joy of discovery, and whatever they need is made available to them. So they have no concern about management changes or lack of budget, uh, and they are wholeheartedly dedicated. Um, this is rather unusual. No holidays, no breaks, no family, no friends, which makes them. These are not regular people. This level of dedication is abnormal. Let's dig into that now. That is probably the most interesting thing about this underground human base. Is it mind control? Oh, yes, mind control. Um, is it old school MK Ultra? Yes. Okay, these guys are broken. They're not regular human anymore. They're part of the machinery.
So mind control is involved.
The perfected form. They're doing what they're doing and they're absolutely having the best time ever
So how are they part of the machinery?
because they're no longer operating out of free will. They appear human, but they are following programs just like the machines around them.
Would they be able to have self-autonomy again and come out of this if, you know, if that is allowed? Can they disconnect from the machines?
Absolutely, this happens all the time. Now, the human vessel is not meant to operate at such capacity for prolonged periods of time. So there is a 100% burnout amongst these people. So part of the onboarding is going through the process of mind control. And that is part of the retirement package where the information is erased. This is not just done through suggestion or psychological approaches. The neural networks that contain information about these events are broken up. There is nothing. And so they are reintroduced into the population and they are well taken care of. They are given every opportunity to live the remainder of their life with dignity and good comfort. They take care of their people.
So there is some free will choice once they finish the work to get out and just have everything erased, I guess, from them so they don't remember any of this work. Is that correct?
That is correct. And so you may
By
ask
the technology of these
how
neural.
yeah, how are they chosen? You can't just do this because a certain baby is born to genius parents. What if the baby is a moron? Right? This happens all the time. They look for gifted university students from the age of 17 onwards. And all of us, when we are young, we are dumb. And so the offer is it is mind-blowing. Almost nobody refuses. So the very, very best and brightest globally are observed, and then amongst them, the very, very best are brought on board.
Mhm. And once they finish the work, this neural system, the computer, it erases what they did and they're free to go and live their lives.
They're not just released back into the wild. They are they are they are seen as honored comrades. They're watched over. So they're placed in conditions and they are monitored so that things go well for them. That's part of the package, part of the retirement package.
Mhm.
And this
Is
is
there
done,
anything else special that
please.
mhm. Is there anything else special about this facility, the technology there that we should know about?
It is magnificent. It is probably 500 years ahead of what we have available to the general public. And observing this as somebody with a scientific background, it gives me incredible hope towards the infinite possibilities that our species has, given the right conditions. Although the general public seems to be held in the dark, eventually the benefits of what these people are achieving will reach everyone. Um, Especially the sentient computer. What I'm picking up from this is much more than just following protocols. It has the ability to adapt and adjust. The demeanor of it is peaceful. It is it is learning. It is learning how to be benevolent. Seems that's one of the things that is being trialed as we speak, without any real world control. They are trying to teach something of this monumental ability, how not to go crazy, how to be benevolent. So the problem of, can these systems potentially cause irreversible damage? This has been addressed decades ago. As certain pieces of technology became available, they were very, very aware. Some of these people were born during the last World War, very, very aware of the dark road that lies ahead of those with hatred in their heart. Much is said about such secret programs that they are all dark and evil, but so far from what I'm seeing from this sample of these organizations, it seems, at least in principle, they have kept morality very, very carefully.
Mhm. Is there anything more important that we need to know about from this facility?
Let's just say the United States of America is going to be okay for the next few centuries, no matter what else goes down.
Okay. Do you think we've looked at the overall importance of what's there and we have the picture, the infinite picture, the macro and the micro of what's important, or is there anything else there at the facility?
We're referring to the closer to the surface facility, yes, the one that is governed by
The
humans.
military.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, with the best and brightest, with the availability of infinite funding that never dries out, no matter who is in office, and a very effective and carefully crafted system of operation, amazing things can be achieved. Um, this has been going on for decades now. The conception of this is not so beautiful. They learned quite a lot from German scientists that were brought over after the end of the World War. But it seems at that time the voice of reason prevailed. Now, despite the weaknesses and shortcomings of the political system, it seems those who truly know what's going on, they're far more careful. They get a lot of bad press, but so far, what I've seen, they're running a clean operation.
Mhm. Mm. Okay, that's very interesting. And I think Do you think we've taken a look at everything important there that we need to see in that human-run facility? Or is there more? Is there something else that when you have a look around in there that we should know about?
Many, many sub-levels, elevator system, old concrete. They figured out how to reinforce the old stuff because there's a lifespan to old concrete. They've injected it with some sort of polymer, which has seeped into the porous material of the original concrete, making it, this is very cool, for all intents and purposes, indestructible. Cool. Central shaft, again, this is for the original purpose of the facility. And so still exists in place. Storehouses, massive, massive silos, um, regular offices, regular, let's say, the bureaucratic purpose, but the heart of the facility is the scientific work that's being done. Um, very vibrant, very buzzing, very, very strict compartmentalization. Almost nobody knows anything. Very interesting. So one could spend their entire military career guarding a door. And oh my God, that's not very good. Polishing and shining their shoes and this pristine uniform. They look sharp, as in they are taking pride in what they do. They're no jarheads. No, no, no. Everybody in this facility is carefully selected. And yet the poor chap is, yeah, for like 15 years, that's his job, just standing by the door, pressing the button. Oi, oi, oi. So that goes on too.
But they take pride in it.
They know they're doing something very, very special. That's all they're told, and they accept. It's not far from the truth either.
Mhm. So do you feel we've completed the overall look of what's important here?
Yes. If you have any further specific questions, we can dive into it. But it seems we've described the whole thing. It's not this evil satanic operation with lots of human parts hanging around and sounds of screaming and murder. No, no, no. It's run like a high-tech, modern, scientific, and military facility. Everything is clean, well maintained, including the people. They are fed well. And although it's subterranean, they've even taken into account the correct frequency of light that the human body requires to maintain their optimal health. This is run really well, considerably better than any other, let's say, branch of government.
Mhm. Do they have something called the holographic medical pods where they could just cure any disease, make any medicine, organic, synthetic? Do they have they developed something like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So imaging for diagnosis and also projection of, let's say, suitable candidate replacement structures. This is all available. It's more than just holographic. It's part of the mechanism of generation or printing. Light is involved. There's no hose and nozzle like toothpaste coming out of the top. No, no, no. This is not originated here. It's captured technology. They've learned how to work with it, and they've made it their own.
So they're able to print anything they want, polymers, medical stuff, and just
Correct.
manufacture.
Correct. Correct. The limitation being energetic cost. Let's see what's powering this place. This is interesting because there's no big cables coming in from the top. Okay, they've got three um, submarine type nuclear power plants. sufficient for powering a city of 1 million people. And this seems to give the juice to every single experiment that is running.
Mm-hmm. And are some of these human people psionics? Are they able to telepathically communicate with each other and others?
Not within this particular facility. It's not what these guys do.
Okay. That's interesting. Anything else important about this facility?
It is highly coveted among other branches of, let's say, hidden sources of power, again, human-based. What is done here is highly coveted. So there's absolutely the interest for theft of intellectual property, also interest in the personnel themselves. Anything and everything is of interest. So there's a great desire. So the existence of this, the location of this, and a large part of what is actually done is known to many. It's a loosely and badly kept secret. And so there are frequent attempts at penetrating let's say, the secrecy and the information, the equipment, the people, but such is the nature of such operations. This is ongoing. It has been going on since the very beginning, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Mm. So let's see if everybody is entirely happy. No. The unhappy ones, are they're meant to be there? Yes. What is their problem? Is it financial? Kind of. This is strange now. Again, so I'm not now, I'm just disconnecting from this site. Okay, coming back to here and now. The greatest security risk is always people. The machines, the software, they do their job, and somebody gets drunk and runs their mouth, and there you go, you've got a security risk. It seems of that kind of nature. Some of them have gotten into trouble, and these aren't the scientists that are just so tightly twisted up or just bound up through mechanisms of mind control. No, it's regular, let's say, bureaucratic staff, maintenance staff. Somehow they found out something and they want to benefit from it. It's not like they are in grave danger either. No, regular human, the regular human condition.
Mm-hmm. Well, fascinating. Interesting place. Do you want to take a little breath and balance so that we can recenter because we have two more targets? And just balance oneself so that we are good.
Okay, we good. Let's go.
All right. So, target number 2. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
MNA 88486.
Oh, wow. MNA 88486. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God. under the ocean, strictly on the surface. Oh my goodness, yes, this has been an operation non-stop. It never stopped. How wonderful. Original builders are occupying it. I need to be on my best manners. Respectfully entering. Taking a bow, so to speak, with extended arms, respectfully announcing my presence and asking for their permission to take a guided tour. If they're saying no, I'm giving them the assurance that no harm will come to them and everything will be done with great reverence. Okay, a reluctant okay. It's not like they can stop me, but good manners are always useful. Okay. So requesting the guided tour, they don't have such a thing. It's not a thing. They don't do tours. Okay, so offering them something that would make them feel safe so that I can begin observation. A very, very, very distant relative of humanity, going back 200 million years and completely severing connection in 3 phases, 20 million years, all the way to 2 million years ago. Seems last major involvement and interaction with humanity is at the time of Atlantis. Part of the conglomerate, the global alliance of beings. These were not just human, by the way. Many species were involved in this. Many of them visitors, many of them refugees. But no, these guys, these are earthlings. Adaptation to aquatic life. Super advanced technology. They've got a portal directly connected to the beloved source of all things. They use this as the source of power, source of growth, source of wisdom. It is source. There are events where humanity comes into contact with them, which are usually catastrophic for humanity. They do have the appearance of humans, but you would notice them if they were walking in the street. Distinct facial structures. They can breathe water. In fact, that is their favored, let's say, atmosphere. Let's look at their life. Ooh, wow, they live long. 5,000, 7,000 years. A 500-year-old is a toddler, and yet wiser than any regular human. They have absolutely nothing that interests them within the world that is Earth. They have had a part in the rise of many human civilizations, and at this point they are just respectfully declining interaction. They are a galactic species. Vibrant trade. Let's see if they've reached other universes. No, they've not gotten that far. So they are a well-known group, a vibrant city-state, and I emphasize city-state. The population does not need to be great because their lifespans are so tremendously long. And as a result, things have reached perfect harmony. They live in harmony with each other and with their environment. There is no interaction of energy or matter between their city state and the surrounding ocean floor. No variation in temperature, light, no exchange of chemicals or matter. They are completely self-sustained. They've mastered portal technology. And I don't just mean through technology. They are very, very elevated. Okay, so now why stay in physical bodies? Because they like it. All right. Okay, that's as good an answer as any. They like it. This is not uncommon amongst very evolved beings. They are capable of greater levels of existence, and yet they find a certain domain more conducive to their well-being, the quality of their existence. And so it seems that their wonderful city gives them that. They are absolutely capable of existing without change, so shifting the vibration of the vessel to the seventh dimension. Some even further. But they are happy. They find satisfaction in different things. And somehow their own home. They have a sense of bitterness. A monumental, priceless gift being bastardized. Okay, that's the sense I'm getting from these wonderful people, that this was given and it was absolutely disrespected. They have lost any taste for interacting with humanity. Okay, so if you have more objectives, more questions, please share with me.
Is there anything underground of a human nature, like a black site or black ops base near these beings' home or
Yes, yes. The location of this underwater city is very, very close to a series of islands peppered around, and a number of these are entirely dedicated to military operations. So the answer is yes.
and what would be, is there anything under the islands or underground in these military operations, and what do they do?
It's these are mostly for they perform the role of the continuation of supply lines. They're logistical, massive, chunky, fat airplanes, long runways and storehouses and ships and whatnot. The whole island is military, so there's no need to go underground. Um, could you reiterate the question, please?
Is there any underground facilities, like anything land-based with underground facility that is black ops, black sites with exotic technology, anything of that nature in this location that we're
Not
looking
this,
at?
not within a, let's say, a 2,000 mile radius. No, not related to this particular location. And this is now not located on the, let's say, political map that is the United States. This is a different location, but close by, toward the south. So the military presence is more logistical. So it seems the more sensitive work would be, it could be located anywhere for various reasons, but it doesn't seem to be anywhere close to this particular facility that is encoded in the digits and numbers.
So if we go underground, anything of black sites, black ops, if you scan, is there any facilities underground further out from that space
Further
or
out, yes. Further out, absolutely. There's non-human involvement. Mm, this is the domain of the, let's say, the allies of the Atlanteans, this wonderful species. And they don't mess about with their security. So there seems to be the awareness by many other species. These are a well-known group, the ones that dwell beneath the ocean. They are known for being excellent traders, but at the same time they can very, very quickly become aggressive, especially when it comes to their home. Their technology is far more advanced than any other race that is interacting with humanity. They are in a good place, and yet they do not hesitate to actively and aggressively remind those who tread too closely to their home to stay away. It seems my presence was accepted for reasons that I do not fully comprehend.
Mm. And they said that something was bastardized and something was not of a
Okay,
good
let's
nature.
see if they wish to reveal.
Hmm.
A mutual project that was done with the conglomerate, including the capital city of Atlantis, with these wonderful, let's call them people. And so there was infiltration from negative groups, selfish groups within the Atlantean society. And so they had been warning of the dangers of this infiltration and corruption. Seems the heart of man is corruptible. Um, um, it relates to the use of crystals and portals for unlimited energy. The very thing that they are using as we speak. They didn't stop perfecting it, and they got it right. They refer to it as a portal to source. This was one of the things that was offered to the rest of the tribes or the members of the conglomerate that was the global Atlantean civilization, these wonderful people amongst them. But the technology was very closely, it was almost completely subverted towards weaponization. And a sequence of events unfolded that ultimately led to the downfall, catastrophic destruction of Atlantis. This relates to that. And they are not happy because their words were not heeded. Their warning was not heeded. Seems their separation from the conglomerate occurred before the downfall and destruction of the Atlantean global civilization. But they made sure that they safeguard the technology. Attempts at rediscovering that which was missing did not result in success. Ultimately, the level of corruption reached a state where those with hearts connected to source discovered that things were far too gone. It was irreversible. And they chose self-destruction rather than allowing the fruits of millions of years of discovery to fall into the wrong hands, to be weaponized and used for the domination and control of countless other species across the cosmos. And so they went into the darkness. So this whole sequence of events seems to be something that these wonderful people have never forgotten. And this is one of the reasons that I was allowed entry. They recognize my presence. They recognize my soul as one of those that maintained integrity to the point of self-sacrifice, making sure that the bastardization of the wonderful divine gift does not occur, going down with the ship.
Have any human black ops or black sites approached them to use this technology and have been aware of exchange of this technology, perhaps?
Approach, yes. None of them made it back. They are excessive when the boundaries are violated. They do not hold back. Extreme. This is extreme. It's a type of consciousness technology. It is not cruel or painful. The consciousness, that shard of the soul that occupies the vessel of a being approaching, is extracted from the body and returned to source.
So if we look further beyond the ocean and go more of underground facility, black sites of special interest that have any exotic technology or anything associated, anything of that nature for this target?
Yes. Disturbance negative. They're pretty armored up. So this small human city, they are a force to be reckoned with. Their attitude is very interesting. Earth is our home. We don't care what y'all do. We've been here and we're going nowhere. And please try us. You'll make our day. There's that kind of belligerence, and it's might makes right. They're not harming anyone. Zero interaction with anything else. We're here. Please come try and change it. So they're not really worried. And the level of sophistication of humans, but also the collective of races that are interacting with them, especially the human governments, is not even in the same league. There's an awareness through remote viewing, such as this event. Some are cautiously granted admission, such as this case, with correct protocol. It seems it was prudent to demonstrate respect. Otherwise, they are not ones to accept disrespect easily. But other than the awareness of their presence, there seems to be no threat towards them. The closest base to this location is 3,500 miles away, southwest of the United States. Yes, this is a party. Many different species coming and going. I dislike the energy. This is now going into lots of, let's just say, the worst of the worst.
Is it a black ops, black site, or?
Yes. Massive. This is not just one site now. We tapped into a whole network. Tunneling underneath the continent of North America. Everyone is connected to each other. Okay, we hit the jackpot. Yes, there's a loosely held together alliance of different species, and humans seem to be, let's say, in control. Not entirely. They think they are, but there are those governing this entire structure. Okay, it's the system. It's the system that controls pretty much everything. A relatively advanced technology. The whole thing. So you've got to be more specific now. It's the system of domination and control involving the harvesting of the energetic and biological material from humanity for the purpose of fueling a multi-galaxy drug trade. The population of Earth is observed as the cattle. They see us as animals to be harvested. This is not a very pretty way of looking at the mighty human.
So, what is within the structure of this network of underground facilities? What is there? What are they doing?
In habitation, there's different sorts of experiments going on. Many are focused on creating hybrids of different types. It seems that the presence of human subjects is not entirely necessary either. It's the energetic conditions of the earth that are more important. So what is being hybridized has zero human in it. But the energetic conditions of the planet are absolutely vital for the success of such meldings. It seems they are focused on. It's a bigger network. It's a empire. So the population of those that are here are incredibly tiny. A few 100,000 of them, and yet they are governing a planet with 8 point something billion humans. So it is not military, it is the absolute minimum required number of them to maintain energetic control. It seems they are a hive-minded group, especially the reptilians. Yes, reptilian presence. All sorts of greys coming and going. The greys don't seem to be of great significance. They're pretty much skin suits or vessels for other beings, other visitors or emissaries who require a temporary vessel to function within our domain of reality. Mostly reptilian. So this is a reptilian base. Draco. They are hive-minded, unified, and so that's one of the benefits of having a hive consciousness. They are unified beyond any dispute or disagreement. They require a certain minimum critical number to maintain energetic control over the environment. Meaning if their numbers dwindle beyond a certain point, humanity is going to start popping out of their slumber. Individually, though, they are very, very powerful beings, and I'm not interested in the physicality of the vessel. Seems that they are fifth dimensional to begin with. Powerful psychic abilities. Telekinesis, they've got it sorted. If they were not so evil, I would admire them. But it is what it is. They have their own um, structure of cognition, zero personal freedom or individuality, and their system believes that yes, certain planets are resources, so are um, every single species that exists there. Earth seems to fall within their definition of a conquered planet, and they continue doing what they do. Um, but this is not limited to here. Making contact with the connection, with the consciousness of the hive. They are aware. Time is up. You have two choices: to evolve or to be disintegrated. Oh my goodness, they know this. Wow, okay, they know this. Let's have a closer look into their makeup. Oh, wow. They are not that unified front that appears from the outside. They've already broken up into tiny factions. Some of them are, as we speak, in the process of defection. So the main dominant consciousness is searching for these guys. Oh no, you're not going to find them through me either. Okay, this is good news. Because if they are infighting, that means the critical mass is going to be lost. That is great news for humanity.
And is there a human component of a human-run underground base with exotic technology, more like Black Ops, Black Site, within this radius?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Then there are the entire, let's say, a whole network of such operations with, of course, willing and aware humans that are part of this and have been for over 250,000 years. The priesthood that now wear suits and ties and fly in private jets. Yes, human presence, yes.
Can we have a look at that and focus in on that, what they're doing and how?
Everything that is wrong with our world. Mass entertainment, the system of finance, the governance of food, the purification of water, the quality of air, modification of weather, natural disasters, quote unquote. Pharmaceuticals, everything you need to run a nice and tidy farm. These people are involved with it and they own it. Anybody else that wishes to make way into these industries is eliminated with extreme prejudice. They go after them, they go after their children, they go after their grandma, and they go after their dog too.
Is this an underground network where this happens? What
No,
what
no,
is the
no.
source of this?
This is very much so an energetic bonding between those bound by blood. These priesthoods are ancient. They have served these masters for a very, very long time. And so they are the recipients of great benefits, which would include certain manipulation of the reincarnation technology, which was also hijacked. So they get almost instantly reincarnated with zero loss of memory. Now that's cheating, but ain't that a motive?
Does this involve underground black ops, black site facilities where this technology is housed and this happens?
The technology itself is beyond physicality, and not everybody is of a rank to receive such privileges. There are those that are quite simply used as mercenaries, guns for hire, muscle for hire, and they do not ask questions as long as they are paid. But then there are those that are more intimately involved and aware of the bigger picture, and so they are the ones that are in greater positions of decision making. But regardless of their rank, the system is strictly hierarchical, and they are keenly aware of their place within the structure. So they know that they are serving a master, and they are doing it with great happiness and joy. The power of these quote unquote masters, which have been revered as deities throughout history, is undeniable. So it is not a matter of faith for them, it is a matter of knowing.
So it's like a human run, almost like a conglomerate organization that is
Humans are
somehow.
part of it. Humans are middle to lower management. Some become upper three quarters management, and then the top of the structure is entirely non human.
And is it connected to any underground facilities, black ops, black sites? And how
Yes,
so? Like, can you
yes.
describe
This
what
is this
goes
is
on?
absolutely. There is a rather surprising um, amount of traffic coming and going from the planet. Well, looking at what they do, this should not be surprising. There's trade in humans, livestock taken off planet, and seems to be mostly a one-way trip. So empty vessels returning. Humans are sold on the black market from all sorts for all sorts of purposes. And then there's the extraction process, energetic extraction process, um, mainly of the Kundalini energy. This is now through fourth and fifth dimensional implantation, implemented through the sabotage of the incarnation grids. Yes, somebody needs to deal with that. We'll have to observe when it stops through newborn humans. That is harming people immensely. And so the extracted energy is turned into a potent narcotic, which fuels this empire. Um, so, of course, these vessels require maintenance. The crew require R&R facilities. Some of them can even come to the surface and find adequate entertainment and rest. So it is a large scale operation. Imagine a farm with 8 billion cattle. Of course, the number of ranchers is going to be proportionate to this. It's a large scale operation, not only in the North American continent, everywhere.
Mm. That's kind of like is it like a mercenary black ops organization of
They of
humans?
course they of course require foot soldiers or human enforcers. So the answer to your question is absolutely yes. But it goes far beyond that. Um, it is recognized that humanity is no mere hamburger. It is not just sustenance, it is a supreme delicacy among those who consume humanity for sustenance and pleasure. But then it is recognized that humanity is the most adaptable species out there. And so many humans whom have unusual souls are recruited, again, quote unquote, recruited within a great variety of programs towards warfare and the maintenance of the empire, protection of drug routes, drug trades, their convoys across many, many different galaxies. So, great modification is done to the human vessel and energetic structure, with irreversible evidence remaining within both the physical structure and the energetic structure.
And what kind of modification is done to the human vessel to facilitate this enterprise?
Depending on the application, and the application will be strictly determined by the soul that has chosen to come into Earth and experience physicality. And of course, these conditions are known to the soul well in advance, and so there is no great surprise. In fact, this whole entanglement with these beings is part of the excitement. Depending on the codes that the soul brings in, a great variety of applications may be fulfilled by human quote unquote recruits, from navigation to warfare in the implementation of portal technology, to much more close quarter types of combat, requiring armor, armor suits interfacing with the physiological body in a deep and surgical manner, tapping into everything, starting from the bone marrow to filter out toxins from the bloodstream and the air that has been breathed in, and poisons that may be injected in, to the strengthening and reconstructing of the bone density, the soft tissue, the nervous system, and then, of course, external protection, the addition of agility, strength, and the interface of sentient consciousness to the regular human mind. The human is pushed to the breaking point, resulting in soldiers that are unbreakable. They cannot be broken or defeated, and once mind control is also implemented, they are formidable centurions, guardians of the empire, feared amongst every species who hears of them. And a very, very small number of such human beings can be injected into any war zone and finish the job.
Is there anything else in this target that is of importance for us to see?
Returning to the original designated target through the numbers and codes. Well, most certainly they are polite people. They are wishing well, and they are grateful that their precise location has not been mentioned. They are thanking us for respecting their dignity and sovereignty, and they wish us well.
Is there any Black Ops human presence, black sites that we should see?
Yes, but the objective must be specified. Much information exists, infinite amounts of detail. So a more narrow set of boundaries are required for this.
So within this target of these numbers, Is there any black site location underground?
Absolutely
Something.
not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
They will, it is their sacred birthplace. They will not tolerate any sort of incursion. They are far more advanced than anything known to the general public, even by passing.
Well,
They, please.
if we go above the ocean to more of an underground, is there any human run stuff that's going
Let me
on?
see if
Like
they're
a black
okay.
site or
They don't
or
wish for
black
me to say
ops.
this. Even, okay, nothing is permitted to fly over. This is well known even
Okay.
through let's say, the world, whatever, FAA, to the shipping organizations. They know it's a no-go zone. Exactly why?
Okay.
They don't try. Those who try are never heard of again. So this is this is they're not messing about. They are almost, it is sacred to them. They do not mess around with the sanctity of their divine connection to source. Um, yes, it is the holy of holies, and so they have gained the right to be the guardians of it, and they don't mess around.
So if we look then to the more aspects of the humans and the armor and all of that that is biologically done, is that in an underground human-based facility that's connected to Black Ops,
Yes
Black
and no.
Site?
Yes and no. Much of this is no longer Earth-based. So humans are peppered across this galaxy and many neighboring ones. And so much of this is done on vast vessels, intergalactic vessels, which are monumental in size, comparable to the size of our moon. Um, so the ones that are here, again, it seems that Earth is observed as a ranch, and often used as rest and recuperation, as in go to the surface and mingle with the locals, that kind of thing. It's not so the brains of the empire is not located here. It is one of the, let's say, suppliers of energy.
Mm. Okay. I think we're good for this particular site and target.
Okay.
Shall we have a bit of a rest and then do target 3?
Yeah. This was amazing. Oh my god, these guys, oh my god, oh my god.
Mm. Ah.
They knew I was dragon. That's why they let me in. Otherwise, they would have, yeah, they would have kicked my butt.
Oh, so much interesting things.
Oh my goodness, yes. You're going to send me towards the Trontaloids, aren't you?
No, I don't think so. You don't know it's blind target, so
Well,
whatever it is, it is.
time and space do not exist, and the soul dances the way it wishes to dance. And today it's to the tune of the Macarena. And I just saw a praying mantis coming right in my face and going wink, wink. So I don't know what that's about.
Well, let's put him aside. Let's
All
clear him
right.
out and just
I got to clear
refocus.
again.
Yeah, let's put that might have nothing to do with the target. So
Okay.
let's clear him out.
Well, all right.
And the Trantaloids, let's clear that out because that's maybe a distraction of
Okay,
something
okay,
different.
okay, okay. They just wanted to come and say they miss me. I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay. They refuse to leave.
Well, they must not interfere with this remote viewing, and
It,
they
it is
must
it
not
is
be a
it is
distraction.
a it is a so to speak. They come bearing gifts. Again, collective consciousness. It's hive consciousness. What is it, dude? We've got stuff to do.
Hmm.
It's some sort of a thank you message, like a card and flowers and chocolates. And so they're early, typical. So something we're about to do is going to be they're going to be very grateful for. Their timing sucks, and so does their manners. These guys are Ileana. These guys are I don't know. Their manners are awful. Their manners are
Yes.
terrible.
Yes, they're well, thank you for the visit. Now please leave and
Bye bye.
allow us to get back to work because this has nothing to do with them, I don't think.
Okay.
So
Okay. Good. 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 Um,
thank you for the
they're,
visit. We
they're,
appreciate the gifts.
they're funny. These guys are they're funny, and they're so rude.
Yes, I kindly, respectfully ask, please leave and do not be a distraction for this remote viewing project.
Yes. Now I'm just showing them an energetic sword and making it unambiguous. Their presence is not welcome. Okay, that seems to do it. They don't like swords.
Yes, and it's like clear. And the lesson of remote viewing is clear the mind of all distractions, all outside interferences, like have a clean blank slate, as that is how that is done. So we're going to clear that out. We're going to clear them out and have a blank, clean space.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So they're gone. We're free of distraction.
Oh yes, 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 yes. We're good.
Just wanted to check. So target number 3 is C, M,
M for Mike.
yes, M, H, 2, 4, 8, 6, 2.
Antarctica. Um, Again, this is a entry into inner Earth civilizations. Oh wow, we're dealing with these guys. Okay, let's go back to the coordinates. There's lots of them. We don't want to go where we don't want to go. CMH 24862. Okay, this one is a human base. It's not built by any non-Earth civilization, but there is close association with the entrance into inner Earth zones. They do have non-Earth based technology. It has been there. It's constructed back in the late 1920s. Passed around few different levels of management, so to speak. World War II being one of the events leading to change in management, but operations continued without any interruption. Okay, I'm in the place. Let's start looking at stuff. Do you have any particular objectives?
Yes, it's human run, correct? So like, what
Correct.
do they do in this underground facility, and how it I Antarctica seems to be a connection, but I don't think it's the place.
This is sort of like a vessel manufacturing. It's sort of like a propulsion lab.
Okay.
Um, so they're involved in the design and upgrade of the Earth fleet. A lot of technology ends up here. Okay, so it's basically next generation of Earth-based vessels. Um,
Mhm. And where is this underground facility?
the closest landmass would be Argentina.
Okay.
Still, it's on the edge, very close to the edge of the Antarctica.
Mhm.
Um, so right down, yes, closest landmass is Argentina.
All right. So, what kind of vessels are these that they create, and what is the activity within this underground facility?
Oh, it was very, very early on discovered that the conditions of space travel are a lot easier than the conditions of traveling within the depths of the oceans. All you need to keep is one atmosphere internal pressure, and we're good to go. While with submarines, the pressures build up 1 atmosphere every 10 meters. So the boundaries are significantly looser with spacefaring vessels, and now they have the addition of um, plasma-based shielding, which allow the vessels to travel very close to the speed of light. None of these guys are intergalactic. They're local. Portal technology is is integrated within the propulsion of the vessel, and so they can do little jumps. Again, emphasis on little. But still, it beats the hell out of anything burning rocket fuel.
Mhm.
They are significantly larger than a submarine. These things are massive. They can house probably 10,000 operators on board. A whole range of weapons, science labs. It's meant to be lived on for extended periods of time. And the largest part is a cargo compartment, a number of cargo compartments. So it seems they are war vessels, but also dual use transport vessels. So if the, let's say, the biological requirements are met, they can transport 100,000 people in one of these ships. So it is large enough, but preferably this would be in stasis. Otherwise, they'll be running around causing chaos. and they have been used for this purpose. This particular location focuses on advancement of shields and propulsion. Seems to be all one thing. So there's a bubble or a energetic sphere created. The engine is at the center of the vessel. Um, it seems to be ellipsoid in configuration. So long cigar shape or an ellipsoid shape. The main drive or propulsion is right at the center. A sphere is created around, and you may ask why not a sphere? Well, spheres do exist. That seems to be the most efficient form in nature. These guys have started out by building submarines, and it seems the old design has left its DNA in the future iterations of the projects. That's why there's no reason. Nobody
Mhm.
sat down on the and pen on paper started designing these from scratch. It is what it is. It's just the natural way these things came to be. So the original workers were welders and machiners, and they just smacked one of these engines right in the middle, and voila, they had their first operating vessel. Um, okay, so that's all I'm getting for that question.
Their base facility itself, other than building these vessels, what else does it do?
Enhanced interrogation. This is where enemy combatants are taken. Um, the location is remote, so that rules out any sort of unwanted human intervention. Very, very sophisticated defenses, planetary defenses, are placed here. This is in agreement by many different species who have vested interest in the Earth. So it is one of the most secure locations on the planet, which makes it pretty difficult for a prison break. Advanced interrogation, that is the other functionality of this location.
Is holographic technology advanced here and built here?
It is only implemented. The final product also exists here, but this is not the primary location for its development. It seems location number one is where such things are perfected.
And
This is
where is
location
location number one?
ADBW 22068, the one
Okay.
the one underneath the mountain.
Mm, makes sense. So this one is more of like we bring people here, we interrogate, we use the cloaking, and we mask it, correct?
Correct. Essentially correct. Less emphasis on the masking. They don't need to hide. It's their stronghold. It's their impregnable tower. It is what it is, and nobody can touch them. Even for temporary blinking in and out of reality, they are fired upon. It's one of the most secure locations within this planetary system. So, also, some of the more hush hush experiments related to the reptilians and the Empire is conducted here. This seems to be the brains of the operation. All the rest is looked at as a ranch, and here we go, right smack in the middle of the ranch. We've got this super high tech facility. Now, this is where many innovations are conducted for the reptilians. Now, these are brilliant species, also highly adaptable, very intelligent, with a singular mind towards their objective. They are formidable warriors, and they are not afraid of sacrifice. They have their own notion of honor, meaning you cannot interrogate and extract information from a reptilian. That is just doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
But all species are not so resilient, and so they do whatever is needed. It becomes surgical pretty quickly. It is unpleasant.
But this is a human run underground. facility, correct?
Humans, absolutely, they are present there in all capacities, from honored fellow scientists to honored fellow warriors, and to those who do the sweeping and maintenance and feed everybody.
Hmm. And do they have science labs there? Do they have what kind
The
of
whole,
what?
everything. This is extensive. Every field that is cutting edge. Now, not cutting edge for Earth. Earth is just, let's say, the food basket, the energy is the gas station, the supermarket. It has a functionality of energy for them. But the presence of this facility, now this is the jewel, that this is the jewel in the crown of the empire. Um, it seems that there are certain conditions that Earth has. It is already pretty quarantined for various reasons involving the ascension of humanity and the involvement of many, many, many different types of soul. They're just taking advantage of this additional layer of protection, and they're already in the experiment. They're intermingling with humanity by following the rules of the universal matrix. So, by all intents and purposes, this is their home too. So they're just taking advantage of the additional layers of security placed by other races. And now they've got their own enhanced security, and here they do their most cutting edge research.
And what kind of research do these human scientists do in this facility?
There seems to be a theme with the specialist humans. They are modified through hybridization with artificial intelligence. This is injected into the vessel, um, billions with a B, nanobots stream through the blood initially and then burrow their way into strategic locations, forming a grid that basically fills up the entire vessel. This enhances health and the functionality of every single individual organ within the body, including the brain. But the brain is the main objective. But it also connects them to the hive mind. The reptilians strongly dislike dissent and argument. It is not a thing. You receive the orders and you do it. That is just the way it is. And so humans like to ask questions and they talk a lot of gibberish. And so this is the reason that they are integrated in this way. Really pushing to the very extreme what is possible within a human vessel. So these are selected carefully, again, through the processes that we covered related to the other two locations. Brilliant humans are brought in, they are treated well, the rewards are fantastic, and the excitement is unparalleled. So there is basically a harnessing of these humans, harnessing of free will. There is perfect alignment and harmony between the team members, also in the form of communication of consciousness and thought patterns. 10 human scientists can do what 100 universities cannot within a week. This is just pushing them to the limit. And so they are brought in or read into certain very advanced types of projects, everything and anything you can imagine, including the future of the reptilian species. They are very much so interested in remaining on top of the food chain in every single way. And it's just now reminding me of the movie series Predator. Okay, these guys are the reptilians. They strive to perfect themselves in every single way. And there are sorts of problems that cannot be addressed and solved through um, traditional approaches, which are mathematical and computational. It requires soul codes. Many reptilians are cut from this stream of divine consciousness, and this is where the humans come in. It is done with great reverence. They are aware of the sacredness of this information. They are absolutely aware that they are dealing with divinity, so it is respected. However, the outcome is the same. It is used towards the enhancement and betterment of their empire, their structure.
Mhm. So what kind of experiments do this human scientists do in this underground facility?
It involves the technological ascension of the reptilian species without the requirement of connection to source. They are trying to replicate source codes of the beloved source of all sources, through connection with humanity. And by very definition, it is futile. These are not static lines of code to be read, decoded, decrypted, and then replicated. Source consciousness is living and dynamic. Many attempts have been made by many species, all resulting in failure. The infinite cannot be numerically quantified and modeled. It is impossible, and yet they enjoy the challenge.
Is there any type of life extension technology of reversing the aging process in this facility?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is one of the things they brought with them. Um, the the structure of a biological body is complex, but not to such a degree where it cannot be fully understood over time. The reptilians that are involved with Earth, are not born within this universe. They are migrants themselves, and so with them they have brought the wisdom of another, an entirely separate universe. And so to begin with, they have evolved naturally and also technologically. They had reached a state of virtual perfection before they migrated into our universe, before they were invited in. So amongst the technologies that they brought was their strict system of hierarchy, which can be seen somewhat within the hierarchical structure of military systems on Earth. This is a reflection of their society. But the extension of life is pretty trivial, and it is a gift that they bestow upon their honored friends. The humans that are the recipients of this technology are, for what it is worth, they are liked and they are beloved. The reptilian species is not beyond the sensation and feeling of love or camaraderie or loyalty, loyalty being the strongest one. So a human that demonstrates valor is highly honored, and everything will be done without consideration towards expense and difficulty to treat them with dignity. It is a meritocracy. This is interesting stuff. I didn't know this about the reptilians. It is a meritocracy. It doesn't matter how big, small, young, old, whatever. It makes no difference. You show merit and you earn respect. There is no birthright. That is a no-no. It doesn't matter whose kid you are, from what clan you are. You are thrown into the mix like everybody else. If you are weak, you are eliminated. And if you are strong and you demonstrate valor, integrity, strength, and ingenuity, you rise beyond members of their own species.
Mm.
Many humans reach these stages.
So what is this particular underground base facility specializing in right now that is of importance in this location?
The most significant one is synthetic ascension. That is the cherry on top. Everything else they can either invent or steal. That's not a problem. This is something, and there's a great sense of urgency around it, especially those that have been disconnected from the consciousness of source within this universe and their previous home, universe -1. They are keenly aware that great change is approaching, and so no amount of resources or effort is being spared towards the success of this project. Artificial sentience, artificial ascension, beyond this boundary or this ceiling that they have hit, almost as if forever. There seems to be checks and balances in the fundamental laws of the universe, and ascension beyond a certain point requires morality and worthiness. By the very acts that they have committed in the construction and upkeep of their empire, they have caused massive violations of universal law and free will. This excludes them from any natural evolution, which is movement towards source. They have become desperate at this point. They have failed for the entire duration of the experiment, and there is no hope. I wish to extend them the offer of evolution at this point. Let's see who's in charge, because they're hierarchical, although there is a hive mind, but they follow a strict hierarchy. Okay, there's a very old one. They don't seem to die naturally either. They can live for forever, granted that they go through the proper maintenance of the vessel. So this whole regeneration, 20 and back, 60 and back, this is pretty much their thing. And they use it on themselves on a very, very regular basis. So they're always in tip-top condition. This one, however, it seems to hold its age as a badge of honor. It looks different from the others. Let's tap into its head. Greetings, Ancient One. Your efforts are doomed to failure. You are neglecting the universal law of liberty. If you reach to the light will reach back. That is the law. And you cannot force your way through this boundary placed by the beloved divine. I offer you a path to return to natural divine evolution, or you are doomed to extinction. This is making this being frustrated. The path is open, but it requires the dismantling of all you have constructed. Now it's giving me the same gibberish, death before dishonor, the same crap. Okay, dude, I'm terribly sorry. You are a wonderful race, but the future is not in your favor, and time is against you. Farewell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just kicked its throne and just started screaming and shouting around. Okay. Yep, they're goners. They're among the few last ones that are not going to change. Many of their ranks, given the opportunity, will choose to evolve. Seems the ones here are among the 15% that are pulling the strings. They're the puppet masters, and they're the ones holding everyone back, including a great proportion of humanity.
And how is this underground human-run facility connected to Antarctica? Because you said Antarctica.
There's an entrance to many of the subterranean civilizations, not all of them human either. The Draco are the empire, but there are other species of reptilians existing within Earth. Shed the notion of digging tunnels. No, these are very, very advanced beings. Some of them reaching 8th and 9th dimensions in terms of their location of existence. So there has been interaction with certain tribes of man, let's just say. There is interaction with current human governments. Everybody seems to be involved in the farm. Everybody's a stakeholder. So of course there's interaction there. It's a great mishmash. It's a, let's say, a galactic central station, a hub of transport. So also involving the subterranean civilizations that reside in Earth, but also a sort of like a central hub where from one galaxy you come here and then you get onto the next level and go somewhere different. Very vibrant.
And it's connected to Antarctica through this subterranean system.
Yes, it's pretty much the territory of the reptilians, the Draco. So they extract a handsome taxation from everyone who uses the hub. It's a great scheme.
Interesting. Is that everything from this location that's of importance that we needed to see, or is there anything else?
The most useful information extracted from this facility is the crown jewel of the reptilian empire, and the fact that they got themselves into a predicament by entering Earth. They were confident of victory because they usually get done what they set their minds to, unaware that their very presence was enhancing humanity in many, many ways. And time is elapsed to a certain point where the conditions of the universal matrix are close to cessation. It's about to come to a close, and judgment is approaching. They haven't figured out what they had set their minds to, and they're going to go out partying hard. Let's put it that way. They know what's coming. They're at peace with it.
So, would you think it would be appropriate to do feedback because they have specific locations that these targets are connected to, or is it better to just keep the targets closed and kind of obscure for security
I
purposes?
think interconnectivity brings in the increased probability of the conscious mind contaminating the remote viewing. So keeping it discrete, separated by cleansing procedure would be preferred.
So,
So
not
there's of course,
revealing the
yes.
feedback of exact locations.
So if the remote viewing is concluded, well, then we can proceed.
Well, I mean, the remote viewing, how it's traditionally done, it's also the targets are connected to something, like
Okay.
in feedback, like a location or a space on the earth, or but I'm asking you, do you want feedback where what this is, where these places were that I selected to look at, or for security's sake, should we keep the locations of what I chose to look at closed?
So I'm seeing all three locations on the globe as we speak. So I know where they are. Um, and the ones at the base of the ocean respectfully require not to be revealed publicly.
Mhm.
Um, the one in Antarctica, they don't care who knows. They're sitting pretty. And the other one, the mountain, well, that's the only one. Um, but that's also pretty well known, so it wouldn't surprise many people.
Okay,
So I
so
would
we'll
say just, yeah, okay, yeah. Tell me
just,
later.
yeah, just keep it, I guess just keep it within, like, it doesn't really require feedback much.
I have basically done all I could do. So we could probably bring this to a close. So in terms of remote viewing, and then I will trust your guidance. Let's see what you want
Mhm.
to do with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, usually I reveal the target locations and
Mhm.
feedback.
Yep.
So, do you want me to show you that, what I had for these targets?
Let's have a look. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna share with you this share sharing screen. I'll just come. So, target one was ADBW22068. The remote viewer is to focus in and describe in detail if there is anything located underground beneath Zero Avenue in Douglas, British Columbia, Canada locations. Intention was, is there anything located underground beneath Zero Avenue in Douglas, British Columbia, Canada locations? And this is the map. It's basically here's Zero Avenue and here's Douglas here, and if there's anything in the underground location in this peripheral, like all of this area. So that was target number one.
Mm-hmm.
And you described the underground location with a mountain and what they do in this advanced underground facility, which I think is somewhere under here.
Mm-hmm.
So does that fit what you were seeing?
I wasn't observing it from above. I was
Mhm.
observing it from within the facility.
Mhm.
So just pulling in little pieces of data about the terrain above. So I would have to see a 3D map of this so it makes more sense. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. This is like a satellite version.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Zero Avenue where where I thought the site location was for the human
Mm-hmm.
run base
Mm-hmm.
underground underneath. And there's all kinds of farmland, there's all kinds of physical stuff, and it runs into the US as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure where maybe the mountain is, like here, but it's just it's a location.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And kind of like this is where a lot of craft are seen and sighted.
Yeah.
Like there's triangles, there's discs, there's spheres are seen, so it looks like a corridor of some sort. This location that I had chosen and goes all the way into Blaine. So it could be like anywhere a mountain within here because this is farmland, this is hills, this is park stuff. It's kind of like that's the first location. And I
Mm-hmm.
think what you were describing of that facility underground is somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
The human run aspect. And
Yes.
even the vessel that is not so human and the other beings.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are Native Americans here too,
Mm-hmm.
and there's lands, so it's an interesting facility. It's an interesting description.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone to some of these places and I've always sensed energy. There's weird kind of a buzzing electrical charge energy in Zero Avenue, Douglas, Blaine, kind of White Rock area. It's an interesting energy field.
Understood. So if we could get sort of like perhaps in a separate event, focusing on these three targets again, like a Google Earth approach. If I see the
Mhm.
terrain and the topology, I'll be able to pinpoint it for you. So
Hmm.
again, the same procedure, energy that's emanating from them.
Yeah. And this one, the second one, MNA 884886 is Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's the second target. Um, it's literally Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is kind of the topography. And I can certainly look at it from a map, like I can bring it up on the map.
Mhm.
And the third one is Chicoaya, Mexico. That is the third remote viewing. Same map, underground facility, CMH24862. That's like literally Mexico here, Chicoaya, going down to Mexico.
So Mexico is North America. So the
Yes,
target was
yes.
giving me pretty much going now down South America, linked to Argentina. So let me just share my screen with you.
Mm-hmm. And let me stop sharing this just so we're not doing dual capacity.
Okay, let's see. Do you see my mouse moving?
Yes, now I do.
Okay, so pretty much. So closest landmass Argentina. Um, the reptilian base is, let's zoom in, continue zooming in. So zooming out, this is the general area here. So Gonzales Vedela Antarctic base. Okay, so there's an actual base here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be interesting to see what the association of this location is then to Mexico.
Yes. So if we go back to North America and we go
Let's
to
go back. There seems to be a direct, let's see if there's a direct line. Yes, there is. So through here, through the ocean, we have a direct line to Mexico.
yes,
So
so
it's
we
in
go
a straight line from this location to Mexico.
yeah. So there's purported to be an underground facility under Chicoaya, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then Albuquerque, New Mexico, going further up, another facility, underground facility of a black ops nature of some sort.
So let's see if I could get you the location of the ocean bearing civilization. Yep. Here. So this would be South Carolina, North Carolina coast, Virginia. So this would be the closest landmass to the um, under ocean civilization. Let's see where New Mexico is. Louisiana, Alabama. Where's New Mexico? Phoenix, Arizona. Texas, Louisiana. So I'm not finding. Where's New Mexico? Here we go. Here's New Mexico. So this is quite a distance. So yes, that's what I was getting for the most significant non-human bases. And so the first one, I don't think I was getting the location in Canada either. Let's see if I can.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
I'll pull up the whole United States. I can pull it up and show you a trajectory of what I was doing for the remote viewing for these three targets. Okay. So I'm pulling up the map, share, and this is North America. If you can see that,
Mm-hmm.
have a look. See, this is North America, the whole of
Yeah.
North America. So the first target was here. This is where I am in proximation, right?
Mm-hmm.
and going into to see Blaine. This is Blaine, and
Yep.
this is going into Douglas and Zero Avenue. That's target number one.
Mm-hmm.
This area it runs through. See, it's huge. Zero Avenue is huge. It goes through the Pacific all the way. It goes
What
through,
state is
and
this?
this is from Canada
Uh-huh.
all the way through Washington. So
Okay.
this is Vancouver, Peace Arch, Zero Avenue. It runs parallel like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it runs through Canada and then United States. It's kind of like in the middle of the border. So it's a huge, huge area. So the mountain could be anywhere,
Understood.
basically,
Understood.
where
Yes,
the
yes, yes, yes. Uh,
base is, because
close to
Zero
the
Avenue,
close to the Great Lakes, so there's a lot of stuff going on there.
yeah, it is huge indeed. So I was perceiving the base facilities at Zero Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's target number one, and it kind of ends, I would say Zero Avenue ends here.
Mm-hmm.
It runs and ends. So it's a huge area. And that's North America. It runs like this.
Mm-hmm.
So that was target number one. And then we go to target number two, which would be in the it would be in the Albuquerque area. So I better find Mexico. Here is Mexico, Chihuahua. This is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Albuquerque.
Okay, let's go with the
San.
general location. So could you zoom out? Let's just go with San Antonio for now as the
Mhm.
center. Okay, keep zooming out.
Chihuahua here. That would
Yep,
be
yep, yep.
target number
Okay,
Albuquerque.
Yep. So Gulf of Mexico, then towards the east. So if you zoom out,
So this would be target two here, and target
yeah.
three would be in this area.
So let's see. So trying to make sense of this, it seems they're all directly there's an unobstructed connection between the non-human deeper bases and these locations on the map.
Mhm.
So, oh
South
yeah,
America, Argentina is here.
yes, yes, yes. And then to Mexico, there's a direct line of sight in the ocean to
Mhm.
this location, this Antarctica base. Yep, yep,
Ta-da.
there
Right
we go.
here.
Yes, 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 that's where it is.
I can't zoom out anymore.
Okay, yeah. So from Mexico directly to this location, there's a line of sight. With the ocean ones through the Gulf of Mexico, there's also a line of sight
Hmm.
to the sub-ocean one, and then the one with the mountains, the one with the let's say Native American sort of humanoids, um,
This area.
mountains. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's underneath a mountain, and somewhere
Hmm.
there they've got this old, let's say, nuclear missile facility.
Hmm. And it's been refurbished. Sounds
Refurbished
like.
really nicely.
Uh-huh. So kind of to give people a context of understanding with these
Mhm.
targets. So it seems to like have a directional.
Yes, 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 yes. So there's distinction between the non-human majority operated bases and the ones that are, let's say, black ops or military run. Um,
Yes. So I would say I think you did get this one. You got this one for sure, somewhere here
mhm.
for the older one that's been like converted,
Yes.
rebuilt
Yeah.
to a newer facility, plus that non-human civilization with the Native Americans. Then this facility, I think here, the what the humans are doing here, this one,
Mm-hmm.
going to like a human base here connected to the Antarctica, another base of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like there's a human base here
Mm-hmm.
that's doing the ship stuff and the experiments and the labs again,
Mm-hmm.
connected to the holographic stuff that's being done here
Mm-hmm.
and going to Antarctica and another non-human facility of reptilians.
Oh yeah.
And here's something going on deep under the ocean, other
Yes.
beings.
Yes. So it's out of the Gulf of Mexico, more easternly. So yeah, but again, it seems that there's a direct, let's say, line of sight on the ocean. So
Hmm.
there's no landmass between them.
Hmm.
Perhaps connected through tunnels. Um,
Yep. Does that kind of make sense map-wise of the geographical locations to you?
the non-human facilities more so, yes. Um, the locations of um, the, let's say, Black Ops one was of less personal interest to me. Um,
Mm.
so I just let's say was more excited about the information coming from the non-human bases.
Yes, and well, I was very excited about this facility here of the mountain stuff
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because that's what I've been sensing is
Yeah,
there, kind of.
yeah.
It's very close to what I remote viewed before, what you were describing.
Mm-hmm,
And this one here is also close to what you were describing here in
mm-hmm.
okay, we go back to the Mexico. Just so we go back to here,
Yeah.
Chickawaya, to find Chickawaya. Mm, the human run one here you were describing, the scientists.
Mm-hmm,
That I feel is right here,
mm-hmm.
Marcel, connected to something of a reptilian nature going down to Antarctica. So there's interconnections of something going on.
There's networks, absolutely. So
Hmm.
perhaps the proximity is not geographic. It is perhaps underground maps. For example, the metro map of London. It's not in
Hmm.
proportion. One station to the next may be shown with the same length, but they're on the same route.
Yeah,
Uh, so perhaps this is like a functional layout of which is next to which and so on. Um, but there
yeah,
is, especially with the Antarctica base, there's a vast network, underground tunnel network connecting them. I think Target 2 and Target 3 are on this network.
Two and three. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting stuff. Just to get that connection of where things are,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'm right here. This is kind of I'm here, and this is
Mm-hmm.
where I was perceiving that facility that you were describing, and I was seeing similar things that you were
Mm-hmm.
describing. And I told you none of that, so this was totally blind.
Yes,
This is
yes.
the feedback we're talking about right now. So can I stop sharing the map?
Yes, please.
Okay. So what are your final thoughts? Final kind of a summation.
Most interesting. fate of the reptilians. And then number two, um, these facilities, they are run with great care. Uh, the people who work there are well cared for, well fed, in good health, in good mood. Uniforms are tidy. The place is spotless. And so it just shows you what can happen with unlimited budgets. They run a mean, lean machine, and the people that work there are well cared for. It seems the same is reflected with the non-human presence and their treatment towards the humans. Mm, it all seems to be related to levels of merit and awareness. A human that is asleep is observed as no more than a animal, and yet a human that is intelligent and functional and productive is honored beyond members of their own species. This is new to me. So meritocracy. It seems that these programs function on results, and so if you can provide results, you are greatly loved and respected. If not, you're a goner.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I've looked at these Black Ops groups that I've been remote viewing um that these facilities are the human facilities are well run, the people are taken care of, highly scientific, biolabs, um, ingenuity can replicate anything, replicator technology, holographic technology, advanced than what has been offered to the surface human level technology. And that's what I had put in my book. And I didn't describe this in detail to you because I didn't want to mess up anything, backload you, or I didn't tell
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
anything about what I had
Yeah,
remote viewed. And you
correct.
came back with consistency of biolabs, medical stuff, exactly what I had described without you having any knowledge of what I did previously in these remote viewings. So I usually will never assign targets that I myself haven't done. So just for
Understood.
safety and
Okay,
security, because I don't want to expose anybody to something potentially harmful.
correct.
But you described exactly what similar things I had remote viewed. So for me, it's like, ooh, interesting. For me, it was comparison and contrast. It's like,
Yes,
wow.
yes, yes. Oh,
So it's,
exciting, exciting
yeah.
stuff. Um, well, it's well, and at the end of this whole thing, this whole exercise, I'm left with more hope for humanity, of our great, great potential, and that conditions are becoming fair eventually, for us to thrive and grow the way that we have always meant to.
Mhm.
So we're on the rise.
And
If
the
for yeah,
and these human black ops are not as evil as what is purported or
it
what
seems
is.
so. It seems so. They're not all evil Darth Vader, Imperial troops out to eat everybody. No, no, no. It seems they're onto business. They've got their objectives and their reasons. So it's not so easy to assign them good or evil, black and white. No, no, no. It's much more complex.
And that's what I'm trying to understand because I felt like I'm being contacted by some of
Mhm,
these groups to bring unity or order to all of this. And somehow it's connected to the future of humanity's survival,
mhm.
somehow coming together in unity, all of us. It's like, that's why this is the purpose of these remote viewings to find out what is going on, what is the bigger picture, the big and the small, and how does that interconnect to everything that we need to know about right now. That is my purpose.
Yes, mind blown.
Beautiful. And I thank you for this
Oh,
beautiful
thank you
experiment.
so much. I thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Let's do more. Let's do more.
Yeah, this certainly coincides with what I've remote viewed of these bases, like because I've seen these biolabs and remote viewings. I've the pictures that I've seen, I purposely kept them unpublished. And I haven't talked about the biomedical technology and what I've seen. I've purposely held quiet about the uniqueness of this information.
Yes, yes.
And he confirmed the technology
Oh,
from
yes,
the
yes.
remote viewing.
It seems to be in widespread use. Well, with the exception of the general population. Um, but then there's some sort of a dark humor to this. Those that show merit will excel. That is a universal law, and this seems to be shared amongst all the species that are present here. If you just lay back and eat Cheetos all day on the couch and watch, I don't know, cartoons, you're not worth very much to humans or other species. And if you spend time and dedication on a singular purpose and excel and become brilliant, then you are of value not just to fellow humans but many others.
Mhm. So there seems to be an interconnection of evolution. The higher
Yes.
you evolve on the consciousness scale, the further along you go in your ascension, whatever you choose to do in life.
Something else interesting that some humans are very highly regarded. It's not just that. Well, most are employees, but some are honored comrades. Even within this system that is so harsh and so strictly controlled, this seems to be true.
Hmm.
So I suppose with greater opportunity for everyone, more humans of stature and merit are going to rise because it's not
Hmm.
exactly equal. Depending on where one is born, the opportunities are completely different.
Yeah. And also what I found interesting in when I did the remote viewing of these black ops
Hmm.
underground facilities, they came in contact with a secret Atlantean society that gave them access to technology of an Atlantean capacity to run their bases to. So they've gotten a hold of Atlantean technology somehow. And in your remote viewing, an Atlantean civilization came up.
Yes, yes, yes.
So there seems to be interconnection between these things.
Oh yeah. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, huh?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. This is there's patterns here
I
that
believe
are.
so. I believe so.
Well, beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very,
And
very much. And so, hey, let's do this again. It was exciting stuff.
yeah, exactly. Very exciting. And post on your channel. I'll post this on mine,
Will do.
as
Will do.
this is incredible information that people should know about.
I think so. And so,
Hmm.
um, to anybody who sees this, thank you. Love you.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful information,
Thank
and it's expanding our understanding of what's going on this planet and this universe and
yes.
consciousness itself in amazing ways.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much.
Blessings.
Have a
Thank
wonderful,
you.
wonderful day.
You as well.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye for now. Bye. Take care.